Good morning. I've just got some bacon that I put in this skillet. This Jimmy Dean bacon, hickory bacon. I don't know if you have that where you are. That's what we have here. I just cut it in small slices. We're having video trouble this morning, so cut it in small slices and I'm just let it stew in this pan. I was saying that Granny Patty said something about having some bacon grease she'd got offline or heard about, and I said, I'm not so sure I want that because I know this has got fat in it and people gripe about it, but I don't know what's in that bacon grease that you get offline, and from who I've talked to, they didn't say it gave any good bacon flavor. It's just kind of a grease that I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with it. So we're cooking fresh bacon. We're just rendering it down, and that'll give us some flavor, and it'll give us breakfast food. Just gives us flavor for our eggs and things, and that's why I just take one package and I render it down and fry it up, and then I can use some flavoring for my other dishes. So let me get this done and I'll be back. Okay, what I do is I take my olive oil and I put it into my grease bucket. Usually a whole bottle. Clean my strainers and all that stuff that goes in this grease can. See how that's cooking down, rendering down they call it. And that grease will go over there, so I'll be right back. Now to get that to render down real good, you see how that's getting kind of brownish red? Losing the white. It'll lose the white color and it'll congeal down underneath that grease. And you want that to be, if you're going to have a crispy bacon, you've got to have that down. You've got to get it that reddish maple color. The white and all of it. Just got to let it cook. Cook. That's why I use a smaller pan for 1 pound of bacon, is because then it'll kind of go over each other and it'll get that doneness that I want. The heat kind of encroaches over that bacon, and you've just got to have that. It's a lot of fat in there, but we're going to get a lot of that out too for our grease. You'll see how that's just sizzling. It's got a good smell. I'll let it cook another minute or two and I'll be right back. Okay, I turned my grease down. And that's rendered down pretty good. In this grease can, if you see a little black spot in it, it's not something evil. It's just a little black spot and I can't get it out. So I didn't want y'all to look down in my grease bucket and think I had weevils or something in it. See how brown that is? When that cools, that'll be the crispiest bacon you've ever eaten in your life. You gotta render that down. And the best way to do that is in that smaller pan, and then you have control. When you got it in a big skillet, watch out, because that'll pop on you if you get any kind of water, which I'd rinse this off a little bit earlier. I thought I had it dry, but I probably had a drop of water, and that's why that popped on me. See, look at that bacon. That'll crisp right up for your baked potatoes or your cooking eggs or whatever. That coffee filter. I can just take that out so you can see it better. To see how that, it's flimsy now. It's a flimsy, but when that gets cool, that'll be the crunchiest, best bacon for any dish you want to do. Okay, we've got our grease here. So we'll take our little screen, mesh screen, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to pour this hot grease down into that mesh screen. Now we'll see that little bit, it'll strain that, and then you got your other grease down in there with your olive oil, so that you get the pork flavor somewhat in the olive oil that I like but I dislike. I guess you understand what I mean. I like olive oil for the benefits, but it's not my favorite. So to cut down on my grease, I'll put the bacon tallow or the lard that come off of this. See, that's already crisping up, y'all. Look there. I'll take my bacon drippings and I'll put them in with my olive oil, and that'll just give that olive oil some bacon flavor, and then I don't have to worry about it. Okay, I decided I'm gonna do gotta have scrambled eggs, y'all. You know I do. We'll use just a hair of our bacon grease, just a little bit. You don't need much. Let that cool off. Get your skillet. Let me get my little whiskey coffee filter paper. That just seasons my skillet after I wash it. I always keep grease in them. I washed that a little bit earlier. A little messy mess cleaned up. Okay. So I took those steak cut french fries this morning. I felt like I wanted some fried potatoes. And I'm going to take some fried potatoes. I'm going to put in just some diced onions into my skillet. Not a lot, just the frozen diced onions, and let them get that kind of going. Turn my skillet back up. When you put fresh onions or bell pepper, anything in that grease or that olive oil, I call it my olive oil pig fat. Okay, now then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my potatoes out here. You can cut fresh potatoes, but I had these and I thought I'm not going to use those out of the freezer. So I'm just going to chop them up. Just like this. Nothing extraordinary. It will be very tasty. I hope y'all are doing okay this week. I hope y'all watched mine and Granny Pat's live show last night. We did very well, I think. It's just talking, but when we first started, I said that's all we're going to do is just let people in on our normal conversations when we talk every Sunday. And I hope y'all enjoy it, and we enjoy y'all, and we enjoy your questions. That's all going to work out. Sometimes there's just a little bad potato, even in frozen potatoes, so you have to watch. Now I'm just going to put these potatoes in my skillet with the onions. I do this a lot for supper time also. I put potatoes and onions, but I'd use a little garlic in that. I don't at breakfast time. Who wants to go around all day smelling like garlic? That's one thing. The big households, when you cook for them, you cannot use garlic, you cannot use so many things because they're very fussy. fussy about stuff like that, so that's why I didn't care to work for them. Now I might put just a hair more, just a little bit more grease. Just so my potatoes don't get too dry in there, you see. You don't want them dry. Now instead of mixing that together, I'll show you what I'll do. Now what I'm going to do, see that's crunchy. So we'll just add just a little crunchy bacon to our potatoes. Not a lot, because without my teeth I can only eat it. It'll give it a good flavor with those potatoes. You might just like potatoes and sour cream and bacon. You can do all sorts of things with this. Now I'm going to turn that fire down. And then I'm going to let that just sit there like I got a griddle or something. I'm just going to let that sit on the side. Let me get, I'd say two eggs. Probably 2 eggs. Probably 2 eggs. Okay, a little more grease right there. Right in that area. I know y'all think, boy, that's a lot of grease. Well, it's not, because that pan, after I washed it, I didn't put a lot of grease in it this morning to re-season it. So we'll just put 2 fried eggs, 2 eggs, right there. Get a little salt and a little pepper. You can do it on your potatoes too, because you're going to have it. Get your little salt. Oh, I'm always dropping something. I hope that I got the pan seasoned enough to where my eggs don't stick this morning. Sometimes they will right after you really wash these good. We'll try to get down under there and at least flip them. Flip them over. Now we'll go ahead and turn that off, y'all. Mother didn't want an egg this morning, so Mother don't get an egg this morning. I tell y'all, I'm dropping everything imaginable. After this week, wonder I have a head on my body. On Friday, I thought I'm gonna wake up with be a headless Billie Jean, because my head's done gone. It's blowed off from all this mess going on. But you know, y'all, the good Lord brought me through. He does every day. I've never been a real big churchy person. But you know, the older I've gotten, He sure has brought me through a lot of things. And we can't go to church right now. We just cannot. So we just love each other and worship at home and enjoy our friends online and all that stuff, because you do what you can do, and that's all the Lord asks of you. That's all anybody asks of you. Just do what you can do. Okay, those eggs look pretty good. Get a plate. I'm going to show y'all. Y'all think this is a big breakfast. Well, that's good eggs. Kind of spread your taters out, potatoes and onions, and that'll clean your skillet off. See? You can even have some of those left over for lunch if you made a big enough pan. I'll be right back. Okay, I got those potatoes good and done. They're kind of crunchy and they've got that bacon in them. So let's just put a little dollop of potatoes out here on our plate. And then I was going to tell y'all remember today you got to stir your starter and make sure you do that. But the other day when I made those pancakes from that starter, I put them in plastic in the freezer. And I'll let y'all on a little secret. I've been taking one out in the mornings, just out of the bag, putting it in the microwave, getting it hot, adding me some butter, just like that. You know, you can buy these. You can buy pancakes, you can buy frozen waffles. But do you know what's in that food? Do you know? I don't. I'm not going to eat that. I know what's in this. I know it's flour and Herman starter mix and eggs and all that stuff right there. And I know it doesn't have any of those byproducts. So that's the starter pancakes. You can go to that recipe. I'll take those. I lay them out flat, freeze them, then put them in the bags. Then I'll add my syrup onto this. You know, I mix half sugar, the half log cabin sugar syrup, and then pure maple syrup, and I mix it in this old crook. And then today I had an older orange, so to give me an orange pancake, I take my little, and I just rub some of that, I rinsed it off, I rubbed some of that orange peel onto my, well, you can smell that orange, it smells delicious, y'all. I just rub that, and you can take an orange, an older orange like this, get you one of these, see that orange peel up in there? Y'all see that? You can take that and you could put that into a bowl, grate the whole thing, put you a sweet mo, or even if you have syrup, and you could marry this or put it together, and it would give you a good, see that just goes right on top of that. That would give you a good orange syrup. If you mix it in with your maple syrup, you'd have an orange maple syrup. You can mix it in with, oh, there's so much you can do with lemon rind and orange rind, and this is one way I do it. And it gives me that orange flavor. You can mix it in like that butter. And it gives you such a good flavor if you like orange or lemon. So today, that's what my breakfast is going to be. See, this crispy. Let me show you about the bacon now. See how that crispy, that's just, you hear it? So you can just add a little bacon to your plate. So that's Monday's breakfast right here. This is Monday's breakfast. Our pancakes from our starter, our eggs, our bacon, our steak cut fried potatoes with onions. And then we'll have a glass of Mother likes coffee. I like milk, and that's what we'll have. I sure hope this week follows y'all well, and everything's going to calm down for all of us, and we're all going to make it, I promise you, because I've been through some very, very rough times, and I always got through. That's one thing, I always got through. Didn't think it. I didn't think I would, but I did. So I just want y'all to have faith that we're going to make it. And as I always say, I wish y'all was here to eat with us, because this is going to be a good breakfast. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.